Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. I have a pretty interesting revelation in the Jeffrey Epstein story. An artist by the name of Rena O recently admitted to dating the accused pedophile and child sex trafficker about 20 years ago. She said that he requested that he bring attractive women to him. And O, who's now 41, admits to complying with that request. She actually admits to luring 3 separate victims into his disgusting life, including a former model, and I'm going to butcher her name. I know it, but I believe it's Marique Chartouni. So Chartouni is a former model. She is kind of taken on the task of tracking down former Epstein associates for Epstein victims, and she was able to locate O at her home in New Jersey, and that's pretty much what forced her out into the open. One of Epstein's most well-known victims that I talk about a lot on the show, Virginia Roberts Giuffre, wrote about O in her manuscript, and she alleges that O was not just an innocent bystander who recruited girls. She claims that O actually took a very active part in the sexual abuse and physical torture of Giuffre. I don't know if she did it with others, but it sounds like it. In regard to O, Giuffre wrote in her manuscript, quote, O loved bondage, whipping, hitting, and cutting her sex partner with little sharp knives until they subdued to her punishment and agonizing pain. So Giuffre claimed that Epstein was, quote, absurdly taken with O's use of whips and toys to assault her, and that Epstein liked her subservient nature with him, and he apparently liked it so much that he rented an apartment for her. Giuffre also says that Epstein ordered O and Giuffre to go shopping together to purchase, quote, sexy outfits, sex toys, and bondage material. Now, O denies all of these allegations. She does admit to taking Giuffre shopping for her schoolgirl outfit when she was only 17. And the thing is, while she admits to recruiting these 3 girls, she's extremely evasive and almost cavalier and callous in her responses to questions about all of this. So in reference to her part in recruiting the young girls who were victimized by Epstein, O recently told a podcast host, quote, I wasn't asking questions. I just did as I was told. I've brought 3 people to that place. When I'm ready to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it. My side of the story is I did not abuse anyone, period. People that knew about him wanted to meet him, and I brought those people there, period. You know, she's almost putting the onus on them. She's almost blaming them like, oh, they begged to meet him when she was out recruiting girls. And when the host questioned her about why she wasn't concerned or didn't raise alarm bells, you know, when Epstein made these very odd requests, she replied in an indignant manner. She said, quote, and you're asking me, well, what was she doing? I was like, well, she was there to serve a purpose. She was brought in to serve a purpose, like she was groomed to do this at an early age. And here's the thing, she's filed under the Victims' Compensation Fund for Epstein's victims to try and get money for being a victim. She doesn't come across like too much of a victim. She comes across as pretty much full of herself and very defensive about things that she should be ashamed of. O also appears to have changed her story, and of course, this makes her appear less than credible. She initially implied that she brought Chartouni to Epstein, and that was the end of it. But in a follow-up interview on the same podcast, O stated, quote, I was in the room when Marique and I were both victimized by Epstein. And here's a really interesting thing. O's artwork seems to really tell a great deal of the Epstein story. She has painted pictures of Prince Andrew and Bill Clinton, And then she also has one painting of Ghislaine Maxwell, which of course is Epstein's longtime girlfriend and a co-conspirator. She painted her in the nude in the Garden of Eden, holding the forbidden fruit in her hand. O now is married to a man named Vincent Amen. He once worked for Michael Jackson at the Neverland Ranch, and he was actually named as an unindicted co-conspirator in Jackson's alleged sexual abuse of underage children. So birds of a feather, perhaps. And O said that her husband, this Vincent Amen, was the one to actually help her go public. He urged her to speak out about her time with Epstein because he credits getting his story out in the media with saving his reputation. So, is she speaking out because she actually cares, or is she speaking out for selfish reasons and just to cover her own ass? Clearly, from her attitude about this whole thing, it appears to be the latter. So I will keep you guys posted if I hear any more about her or anyone else. As always, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching and listening. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Thanks for listening to Plants and Politics. The only way we can take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks again.